I survived the man I used to be. He almost took the best of me. Everybody saw me standing tall. Nobody saw what happened when I hit the floor. I don't miss who I was back then. I miss the parts of me I lost becoming him. I got a mirror full of memories. Every reflection got a different history. There's a version of me I don't recognize. Same eyes, same face, but a different life. He used to smile just to hide the pain. Say I'm good while he drowned in shame. He learned how to laugh when his heart went numb. Learned how to run before the healing could come. I don't blame him like I used to. He was only doing what he thought he had to. When nobody stayed, he learned to leave first. When nobody listened, he buried every word. He built walls so high, he couldn't see the sky. Then called it strength every time he cried. He thought being cold meant he'd never break. Didn't know numbness was another kind of ache. I remember nights when the room felt smaller, heart beating fast like the fear got louder. I had questions I refused to ask, so I buried them underneath the mask. What happened to you? I didn't know how to explain. Why aren't you the same? Because surviving changes your shape. I stopped trusting every hand that reached. Expected every promise to turn into a speech. I became suspicious of anything good, because losing it hurt more than I thought it would. So I pushed people away before they could go, then blamed the world when I ended up alone. That's the kind of war nobody sees from outside. You can look completely fine while you're fighting to survive. I had dreams I abandoned halfway, goals I convinced myself were too far away. I called it patience, but I knew the truth. I was scared of failing with nothing left to lose, so I made excuses sound reasonable. Turned every weakness into something believable. I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow became years, years became silence, silence became fear, and fear became the voice that lived inside my head, telling me I'd never be more than what I had been. Every mistake became evidence against me. Every scar became a reason I should never be seen. I kept a list of everything I couldn't do. Never counted all the things I already lived through. I survived the man I used to be. He was everything I thought I'd always be. He had my name, he had my face, but he didn't know how to leave that place. I survived the nights he couldn't see the dawn. Survived the days he wanted to stay gone. And if you're fighting with the person you became, don't hate him. He was trying to save you in the only way he knew how. I know what it's like to lose yourself quietly. Nobody notices when it happens internally. You still go outside, still answer your phone, still tell everybody you're better alone. But there's a difference between peace and isolation, between protecting your heart and building a prison. I confused the two for far too long. Thought shutting everybody out, man, I was strong. I wore my pain like armor on my chest, then wondered why I couldn't breathe when I tried to rest. I kept proving I could carry everything until carrying everything became the reason I couldn't live. I didn't need another person telling me be strong. I needed somebody to tell me I've been strong too long. I needed permission to put the weight down, to admit I was tired without feeling like I drowned. So I started talking to the parts I hated. Stopped pretending every scar needed to be faded. Some scars don't disappear, they become reminders that the darkest rooms can still create survivors. I looked at my past without looking away. Didn't rewrite it, didn't call it okay. I just finally understood something I couldn't before. The person I hated was hurting behind that door. He wasn't born broken, he was built from every goodbye, every empty promise, every unanswered why. Every time he reached out and nobody came, every time he lost something and blamed himself for the pain. So I stopped asking, why did you become this? And started asking, what did you survive to become this? That question changed everything. Cause maybe I wasn't weak, maybe I was exhausted, maybe I wasn't heartless, maybe my heart had been broken too often. Maybe I wasn't lost, maybe I was afraid to choose a road that didn't lead back to the person I was before. I wanted my old life back, until I remembered who I was living it as. I wanted the old me back, until I remembered what it cost me to become him. Now I don't wanna go backwards, I wanna understand the road. I wanna carry the lesson without carrying the load. I survived the man I used to be, and I'm finally learning what he blames to breathe. I don't have to resurrect the person I was just because somebody remembers who he was. He got me here. I don't recognize him, but I remember everything. The battles he never talked about, the nights he couldn't sleep. He thought his story ended every time something went wrong. Now I'm standing where he fell, turning every wound into a song. I remember being afraid of the future, because the past had already taken so much. Every time I got close to something good, I expected life to reach out and pull it from my hands. So I stopped getting attached, stopped making plans, stopped saying what I wanted, because wanting made me vulnerable. I became the kind of person who could lose anything and say I didn't need it anyway. But that wasn't confidence, that was fear wearing confidence is clothes. I had to learn the difference. Confidence says I can lose this and still survive. Fear says I'll destroy this before it gets the chance to hurt me. I was doing the second one. I sabotaged doors cause I was scared they would close. I pushed away people because I was terrified they leave. I stopped dreaming because failure felt worse than never trying. And that's how years disappear, not in one dramatic moment, but one excuse at a time. I wish somebody had told me sooner that your worst chapter isn't your identity, that a mistake can become a lesson without becoming your last name. I thought I had to be proud of everything I'd done to forgive myself for doing it. Now I understand I can regret my choices without hating the person who made them. I can admit I was wrong without believing I'm worthless. I can look at the damage and still believe there's something worth rebuilding. That's what growing up feels like sometimes. I'm becoming somebody new, but finally becoming honest about who you were. I survived the man I used to be, but I won't pretend he didn't save me. He made some terrible choices, but he kept my heart beating. He didn't know how to heal, so he learned how to endure. Now I'm learning something better. I don't just want to survive anymore, I want to be sure. Sure that I can love without losing myself. Sure that I can trust without ignoring the signs. Sure that I can fail without calling myself a failure. Sure that I can rest without feeling guilty for slowing down. I don't need to prove I'm hurting to prove that I've been through something. I don't need to bleed publicly for my scars to count. And I don't need everybody to understand my silence. Some chapters are between you and the person you had to become just to make it through them. There were moments I wanted to disappear, not because I wanted my life to end. I just wanted the version of my life that hurt to finally stop. I wanted one morning where waking up didn't feel like another responsibility. One night where my thoughts didn't sound like enemies. One day where I could look at myself without calculating everything I'd done wrong. And eventually that day came, not because the world changed, because I did. I stopped waiting for somebody to rescue me from a life I had to learn how to rebuild. I stopped expecting closure from people who were never going to give it. I stopped demanding apologies before allowing myself to heal. I realized some people will never understand what they did to you, and that's okay. Your healing cannot depend on somebody else's ability to admit they hurt you. So I took my story back, every page, every failure, every goodbye, every night I thought I wouldn't make it through. I took it all back and I stopped calling it proof that I was broken. I started calling it evidence that I survived the man I used to be, and now I'm becoming somebody he couldn't imagine. He thought strength meant never showing pain. I learned strength means facing it without running away. He thought love meant losing yourself. I learned love begins when you stop abandoning yourself. He thought failure meant the end. I learned failure can be the place where the real story starts. He thought his scars were evidence against him. I wear mine like evidence that I made it out. So if you see me quiet, don't assume I'm empty. There's a whole war behind this silence. If you see me smiling, don't assume life became easy. I just stopped giving pain the microphone every night. If you see me walking away, don't assume I gave up. Sometimes walking away is the first time you finally choose yourself. And if I don't recognize the person in the mirror some mornings, maybe that's okay. Maybe I'm not supposed to recognize him. Maybe that's the point. Because the person I used to be was built for the life I was living. The person I'm becoming is built for the life I haven't reached yet. So no, I don't wanna go back. I don't want those nights again. I don't want that fear again.